everyone, thanks for finding my channel, Arkytior46. I try to read the energies that are prominent in the collective and tell the story that the cards want to tell. Not all messages will resonate for every person, so if one sounds like it's for you but then the next message doesn't, then leave what doesn't resonate now, but keep it in mind because it might make sense at a later time. I intend for my readings to be timeless, so whenever you find them is when you're meant to. I hope I find everyone well. It's only been like a day, but I really liked how the last reading turned out with my do-it-yourself deck. And so I'm going to do another one. And hopefully we'll get maybe a different subsection of the collective instead of the divine femme, divine masculine stuff. It depends on what questions come up in the spread. So why don't we center and clear our space and call in our protections. I'll light some sage for this one. All right. Take a deep cleansing breath. Hold for 2 heartbeats. And let it out. We ask all positive energies to attend us and guide us to the messages that fulfill our highest good. Guides, ancestors, patrons, angels, archangels, and source, please come forward and be with me. Michael, please guard the corners. Gabriel, make the messages clear and useful. Metatron, be present to protect the seekers and the deliverers of the divine's communications. I love that sound. That's nice. I think that sage is a little too strong. Hang on a second. Okay, so we're gonna do the DIY deck. Oh, I just hit my finger. Ow. Turn my music on. I think the moon's in Scorpio by now. That's good. That moon in Libra was kind of weepy. I stutter, I sing, I swear. I am not as polished a reader as most of the readers on YouTube. I make mistakes and I take long pauses and I'm a hot mess. And my readings can devolve into hot messes. So if you think you can survive with a hot mess, then stick with me. I'm your girl. Okay, so these are all just like pre-made questions, right? And then we'll set them out. I think I'm going to do 5. And then that will determine like how we read the spread. I don't know how this is going to turn out. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's do this. First question is, oh, their heart space again. This was from yesterday. I shuffled. There's tons of cards in this deck. I shuffled. So what is threatening my foundation? I might move that. Lingering energy from the past still affecting the situation? What can you see clear? Okay, I'll explain that in a minute. And helpful energy. So this one is called the window. I did a set of these in the deck that match up with like features of a house, right? So like the basement is like the foundation of the situation, and like the kitchen would have been where you find sustenance in the situation, you know, stuff like that. This one is the window. What you can see clearly and what lies you can see through, stuff like that. So I was going to move this lingering, well, maybe not. Maybe I'll leave that. Oh, we'll move these over though. And the last one is helpful energies. So I'm going to leave this one in the middle because I feel like that could be like you know how they have the heart of the situation, the crown, and you know, the future and the past and stuff. So this might be at the center of the question the issue right now, there may be lingering energies from the past still affecting the situation. So I'm going to leave that here in the middle, because that could be like what is at the heart of what our issue is, okay? Let's see. I think we're going to do the regular spread, so we're going to go to the first light tarot. I'm going to just refresh the shuffle a little. All these are pre-shuffled because it gets loud when you shuffle on camera. Okay, that feels good. So let's see. This is the first light tarot. This is the one with the pictures from the Hubble. Look at all these beautiful pictures from the Hubble telescope. I use this deck to see what larger energies are at work, you know? Try to, so it doesn't get dark. Is that good? Oh well, if it gets dark, I don't know what to do about that darkening that happens every once in a while. So we'll just have to work through it. Okay. So let's get like cosmic level influences on what cosmic level energies on what's influencing things here. So the first one we'll do is I'd like to see a clarification of their heart space. What is this in their heart space? Their meaning your person, who's ever on your mind. Okay, their heart space, please, Spirit. What is the issue in their heart space, please? Too many. Okay, that's one. Nope, I can't use that. This deck also has like things like this, like when, where, how, who, stuff like that. Those I just take out if I get one. Their heart space, please, Spirit. What's in there? Our person's heart space. Okay. Nope. Can't use that one either. What? Oh. Wait. Okay, I'm not going to use them, but I am going to address them. This is the second one that popped out that was a question. I feel like they might be questioning a lot of things in their heart space right now. It says when and what should I do? That would have popped out for what's in their heart space. I'm going to leave these aside, but I am going to keep going because I want something else. That's interesting. Let's see what else we get. Please, Spirit, what's in our person's heart space? Please, what's in our person's heart space? I'm going to move this around. Okay. Please clarify, Spirit, what's in our person's heart space? These ones are harder to drop sometimes. I think it's the size of the cards and my little hands. Please, what's in their heart space? Emotion. All right. Emotion. It says like attracts like. Stay positive. Control of self and mindful happiness. That's what's in their heart space right now. Interesting. What is threatening my foundation here, Spirit? What is threatening our... Well, how do I phrase this? It's not a reading for me, it's a reading for the collective. So I'd like it to say, like, what is threatening the foundation of whatever is on the collective's mind? It's too many. What is threatening the foundation of the issue? That's a good question. What is threatening the foundation of the issue? Too much time being strong. Others looking in. Oh, I wouldn't keep, because this is like one of those other ones. Others looking in. I think I'll keep that like there. So, threatening my foundation is others looking in. There's meddlers, maybe. You know? Meddlers and whisperers. Gossip. Maybe people who don't have your best interests in mind. I wouldn't say people who are like straight into sabotage, but I don't know. We'll get clarification on that as we go. That's interesting. Let's write this up. Can we get the lingering energy from the past? I wasn't ready yet. Ah, look what popped out. The past. Card for the past. Lingering energy from the past still affecting the situation, please. Please clarify the energy from the past affecting the situation. It's not over. Try to do it right this time. Okay. Strength. Leo energy. Become an inspiration, intellect, intuition, and animal. So strength, telepathy, Leo energy. That's interesting. See, sometimes they throw me. Like, I'm not sure how to interpret that. Unless just to say it's a Leo in the mix, you know? Let's see if this helps. Alright, Spirit, what are the helpful energies around us? What are the helpful energies around us, please? I don't know how this is going to lay. What are the helpful energies around us? Let me move this over. See that? It's a little better. There we go. What are the helpful energies around us, please, Spirit? Oh, I'll take the one that flipped. One of them is Hangman and the other one is Messages. Huh. Messages. Okay, keep an open mind. And the window. Don't do it. What you can see clearly. What can we see clearly? What lies do we see clearly? What's clear to us? That's too many. We've got attraction and nature, but I'm not taking two. What can we see clearly, please? Even though I try not to. What can we see clearly? The recent past. That's what we could see clearly. That's no. I mean, that makes sense, right? Bottom of the deck. Aquarium. I can't use that. So we've got thought, judgment, and the outcome. But under that is the Fool. So I'll leave that like that. That seems significant. Okay. All right, let's try to get into this. Helpful energies, messages. I'll read from the book for this. Let's see here. 13. Okay, I'll pause this real quick. Bodies, people, animals, plants, the universe, and the source all send messages. Some are good, some are not, but not listening promotes missing things that matter. Push away the human desire to be self-absorbed and open your heart to hear your path. Messages will be many and diverse as time moves forward. Weather, earth, space, internal senses, all will be affected. It will be your choice whether to heed the communications offered or to let it go like yesterday's news. Our advice is not to turn a blind eye to the things that are manifested in front of you. If you do not understand what you're seeing, research, identify, discuss. The time for you to remember who you are is now. So, noticing the messages around you becomes imperative. Look more closely. There's always more. Become aware. Universal messages are for you, and you only need to open your mind and heart to understand their significance in your life. All right. That's the helpful energies. That's actually really helpful if we think about it. Everything can be a message. I had that discussion with someone a long time ago. It's like because they were like, well, you see it because you want to see it. Yes. If you don't want to see something, you close your eyes and you don't see it, right? I mean, that's what we did when we were kids when we didn't want to see monsters. We'd shut our eyes, right? But if you want to see what's around you, you open your eyes and your sensitivity to it. So many times have I heard that people were like, I never saw signs until I asked Spirit to start showing them to me, and then I started seeing them. Well, yeah, because you were paying attention. You can't see what you're not paying attention to. So if you do open up, and really surrender to the idea of receiving messages from anything and everything all the time, I mean, sometimes it can get pretty overwhelming if you just see messages all the time. You can choose to temper it a little bit, but at least open up to the possibility, okay? That's the helpful message. The window, what you can see clearly, what lies, can you see through the recent past? Oh, there's no explanation for that. Should I get another one on there? No, we'll get more. We've got 3 more to go. So in your person's heart space, we have emotion. I'll read with that one. 8, emotion. I only read it for the book because this is just it's a new deck, so I'm still learning it. Okay. Seeking answers, turning material into reality. Oh, that's manifesting. Okay. Control or responsibility in a field of interest and a focus on the future. Though emotion is not always understood from moment to moment, it has the capacity to heal or hurt. Therefore, understanding how your emotions affect your world and the stars will deaden conflict and promote connection. Stay positive. It raises your vibration and keeps your body healthy. Controlling emotions in a happy way keeps negativity from being drawn to you. Like attracts like. The cliche that opposites attract does not bode well when discussing emotional conflict. The key is to identify the emotion, understand why you're feeling it, and then do everything you can to maintain a happy outlook. Advice is always look for the silver lining, whether you believe it or not, it's there. So somebody is really trying to see what good came out of this situation, I think. I also think someone is trying to really keep a close control on their emotions. I think they're conflicted. There's conflict in there Because it's like these two cards that fell out before is like when and what should I do? And then on top of that came emotion. So they're conflicted in their heart space. They're trying to gain control. And what was the other one? Oh. They're trying to see the silver lining. Actually gonna write that down. Hang on one second. Okay, I'm gonna write that down actually. Understand what you're feeling. And what was the other one? Just the one, yeah, mindful happiness. Because it's like, it was saying, try to find controlling emotions in a happy way. It keeps negativity from being drawn to you. Okay, this is, from what I got from that, is when we're sad and we're depressed, we can really get bogged down. Like I did today. I got really bogged down in sadness today. And sometimes it feels like the longer you stay down there, the deeper you get in it. But if you can cut it off right at the beginning, like when you feel that sadness coming, you have to be mindful of it and take control of that. You know? I think that's what somebody might be trying to work on. Their heart spaces, if they're in sadness, they're trying to get control of that. But also, I feel like a lot of people right now are trying to get control of themselves when they're feeling too much for someone else or for a certain situation. They feel out of control, right? Like, why am I thinking of this person? Why am I thinking of this situation? I can't do anything about it. I already made my decision. Why is this still plaguing my heart? Emotions like that, I think somebody is struggling with that in their heart space. What is threatening my foundation? Others looking in. We're going to drop a card on that. And okay, now in the middle we've got strength. Lingering energy from the past still affecting the situation. And it's the strength card. Leo energy. Okay. The Strength card brings forth a knowing about those around you in the form of intuition or telepathy. See, that's how this deck differs, because I never would have pegged Leo to be intuitive and telepathic at all. Because they're very oh, what was I gonna say? They're very for the moment, like pleasures like in the moment. I don't know. You feel strong in the way you're able to communicate and to understand easily what those around you are trying to relay. It's almost as though you have lived this time before, because the answers to your questions seem to have been well thought out and prepared before you ever asked. This card also brings forth an intense understanding and love for animals of all natures, including those that you're repulsed by in the past. An even more interesting development here is that animals seem to know your thoughts as well. You also may have the feeling that someone has something important to share with you, at least from their eyes. Listen. The beings from the other universes again. Like I said, this deck kind of delves into like higher energies. Let's see here. It's just, I hate this because sometimes it talks about like aliens and stuff in this deck. Okay, I'll skip that and say Love may or may not be a concept for some, but no matter, because the connection to us is the same. Keep the heart and mind open and consider that you may not know all, but you can accept all connections of a positive vein into the heart. Make your strength visible to those who find life difficult. Okay, become an inspiration to them, for it is they who will be your teachers one day. Okay, become an inspiration. All right, intelligent and intuitive. Okay. So what I'm getting from this is you may have had a knowing, like intuitively, about this situation in the past. I mean, I feel like if this is for the feminines, I hate doing it this way, but if this is for the feminines, that makes sense because we always wake up to the connection before the masculines do. And now somebody's in their emotions about it, in their heart space. Okay, so we're going to go on. And I'm going to go to, I got to check on my puppy first. So let me pause one more time. Okay, my puppy's all taken care of. And we're going to continue and we're going to go to the fairies now. We're going to bring it down a vibration to the 4D and see what the fairies have to say. Let's shuffle these a little bit. Okay. I'm going to relight my incense though, because that all went out. I won't pause for that. This will just take me a second. Yes, I have Star Wars music on. I'm a big Star Wars nerd and I love it. Well, it's not Star Wars music. It's regular music, but it's set to... it's set to scenes from the last movies. I won't argue about this. I will die on this hill. I don't hate them as much as other people do. But the reason I don't hate it is because there's a spiritual side to these three movies that I understand. Not a lot of people want to deal with stuff like that in the Star Wars universe. No big deal. Everyone has their thing. And part of the sea can reach the shore. Alright, so, fairies. Under helpful energies, we have messages here. Can you please elaborate and clarify what these messages are, fairies? Okay, I'll take it. Crap. Mike the Myomancer. He's one of the stone men. Slow energy. Slow, slow, slow. Almost slow as a stone. It says, messages. Small clues, omens, portents, signs, details, patterns in the small. Oh. Hey, didn't something about that? Patterns in the small in the messages? 13. Let's see that again. Bodies, people, animals, plants, the universe, and source all send messages. And Mike Myomancer is telling us to watch those messages. Well, thanks for the helpful double pull here for messages. Wow. Some are good, some are not, but not listening promotes missing things that matter. Okay. Um, Unfortunately, I heard silence is an answer. I know that'll resonate for somebody. Push away the human desire to be self-absorbed and open your heart to hear your path. Yeah, messages will be many and diverse as time moves forward. So yeah, the more you open yourself up to messages, the more you'll see them. But also make sure you pay attention to the messages in your own intuition. I mean, that's not helpful. It's supposed to be helpful energies, and we got messages, and then we get clarify the messages, and it says messages. Shit. Okay, the phone is ringing. Answer the phone. Oh, I just got Wonder Pets. The phone is ringing. The phone will be right there. I can't sing like the Wonder Pets, but usually their phone rang when somebody needed their help. I don't know if that resonates with anybody. Maybe someone needs help and you have to listen to the messages that they're not saying in order to pick up that they're asking for help. Let's see, we're going to go here into the middle. The lingering energies from the past still affecting the situation. We had strength, but it was also like that telepathy and knowing and intuition. Become an inspiration to others. Intellect, intuition, and animals. Okay, please clarify and elaborate the strength in lingering energies from the past. Oh, that's too many. I've seen its beauty and its alive. Please clarify strength on the energies from the past. I think we'll go along with what the normal interpretation of the strength card is, and that's Leo energy, handling. Hang on. Ooh. Oh, excuse me. Now the incense is lit again. Now I'm sneezing. Strength. In the strength card, there's a woman, sometimes an angel, wrestling with a lion. The thing I always get from the strength card is, which one are you? Most people want to believe that they're the angel that's wrestling the lion and taming it. But you have to consider that maybe you are the lion that needs to be tamed. A lion is very it's a, how am I supposed to put this? Lion energy. Sometimes it can be very reckless. It can be, yes, it can be strong and it can be brave. Um, but it can also be egotistical and lazy. And I say lazy because if you look to the animal that's representing it, the male lions really don't do much. They lay and roar and, they don't even fight that much. If like they protect with their presence, but they don't really do much. The lionesses are the ones that hunt. They protect the kids. They fight the battles, and the lions, they just kind of lay there and, that's very Leo energy. So, I mean, there may be ego here that you have to tame. There may be laziness that you have to tame. Are you the lion or are you the angel that's taming those things? So let's clarify that, please. Oh, all right. Holy shit, it's unity. The source is here. Wow, cosmic energy. Oneness with source, spiritual mystical union. Uh-oh. High energy and high energy but unmanifest. Unmanifest? Oh, I don't know if that word is right, but I can't read it. Okay. I heard somebody was trying to gain strength over this union. Somebody was feeling weak when this union came. They had no self-control. And that came up here in emotions too, trying to control yourself. I feel like, wow, this is really powerful energy in this stack right here. This is in the past though. Lingering energy from the past, still affecting the situation. Okay, that makes sense that it's at the heart of things here. Somebody tried to put this union behind them, but they're still wrestling with the power that it had over them. They're trying to gain power over it. But unfortunately, this union is straight from source. There is no getting power over on source. And I think that's what they're trying to come to terms with. And I don't know if anybody can and process something that huge, this is beyond them. They feel very helpless against it. They're trying very hard to wrestle in their emotions. I don't know if this is you or them. The only one I have for the other person is their heart space. Everything else could be you, the viewer, as part of the collective, what you're trying to... Oh, is it for them? Okay, I'm being told this is for them. So you're getting a glimpse into what they're dealing with here. Okay, this is all for them. Okay, so they're trying to... I don't know if they're trying to read the signs and messages that they see. I don't know if they're open to receiving those messages, synchronicities, omens, dreams, portents. I don't know if they're seeing them. I just got chills because I think they are seeing them, because messages is doubled here under helpful energies. It's like they are being bombarded with these signs. And I don't think they know how to process this. That's why strength came up here, is because they're trying to wrestle with whatever they're being shown, with what they're feeling, with what they're trying to understand about this union. This is a union straight from source. So this feels like a twin union or a soulmate union, strong soul, like high level soulmate, like right under twin flame. And that is I heard a huge emotional responsibility that they were not ready to attend to. Maybe we weren't either. Sometimes things like this are bigger than we are, and it hits at a time when we're not prepared for it. I think that's what happened with this person, because they're frantic right now. I can feel it. They're frantic. They see the signs, they're trying to ignore it. They're saying, I don't want to deal with this. And they're trying to get a rein on their emotions. They're trying to be strong on it. Stronger than source. And I don't feel like that's going to turn out well. I can't help but love. We're going to go over here to emotion. Fairies, please clarify and elaborate on the emotions that this person is dealing with in their heart space. Please clarify. Oh, geez, the fawn. Holy crap. This is the wisdom of the natural world. Okay. I can't help but be wrong. The more we are attuned to our own nature, the more we have access to our magic, our own magic. Wisdom and magic of the natural world. Okay. Oh, I do have the book out for this one. I'm going to actually grab the book for this one. The fawn is one of the cards in the fairy deck that kind of gives me a little bit of trouble. 35, that comes down to an 8, and it's on top of 8 emotion. Wow. What do we have here? 1 on unity, and that comes on strength. Mike the Myomancer is 42. That's a 6, and that's on 13, which goes down to a 4. Okay. 1 and 8, that's a 9. I think that's incredible. 35 reduces to 8, and that's on top of emotion, which is 8. Okay. Let me grab the book real quick for Fawn. 35. Okay. Oh, I opened right to it. That's crazy. Understanding the nature of nature. Okay, natural wisdom and magic. Oh, I heard somebody say this is not natural. This emotion is not natural. I heard. Someone's wrestling with that. Loving you on a dusty avenue. Okay. Natural magic is happening. When things flow almost effortlessly, that's a sign that natural magic is at work. Enjoy it. A very important part of natural magic is simply allowing the energy to flow through us. This means both giving and receiving freely. Let the energy flow and don't push it. Don't try to control it. What did we just say? To try to control it. It says don't try to control it. Just dance with it. Trust it. And remember to keep returning to the source for inspiration and keep your heart filled with light. Wow. Huh. That's what they're wrestling with. They don't feel like this is natural. I think it's scary when a connection this powerful crops up and you're not ready. It's terrifying. Terrifying. You know? It's like they see it everywhere. They see signs everywhere. This could be you or them. Even you could be seeing signs. You are half of this relationship here, you know. You could be seeing signs, and they're seeing it. They're hearing the songs that remind them of you. They're hearing your name. I mean, they're seeing things that, you know, symbols and nature, and I mean, it's just they're being bombarded, and they're something in them is telling them that they should probably go with the flow, but it's just want to be so in control. I don't know what the fear is. That's the thing. I've seen this for so long in this collective, in the soulmate twin flame collective. What are they afraid of? You know? Hang on, please. Sorry if you hear crunching in the background. I gave my puppy some treats. Maybe he'll calm down a little bit. I need to put my hair up. So yeah, that's the thing. Is like, what are we afraid of with this? It's too intense, so it feels crazy, I heard. I feel crazy. This is crazy. This is not natural. I can't do this. It's too much. You know? And that just, when you try to be strong on something that's from source, it just, when you try to ignore something that's so powerful, it just gets louder. So they're just going to drive themselves crazy with this. You know? Let's go continue here with, oh yeah, what is threatening my foundation? Others looking in. I'm wondering what this means here. If this is the other person feeling threatened, I don't know why others looking at them would make them more threatened. Do you know what I mean? So why don't we get clarification on that? Who is this looking in on them that's making them feel threatened? Spirit fairies. Who's spying? Making it. Oh, we got a flipper here. Iris of the rainbow. Okay. Protect your seeds. Release. Hope Storm passing, peace, reclaiming after a storm. Okay. Talk to me about this. This is kind of confusing. Now I feel like they feel threatened because it's passing them. They let it go. They turned their back. They didn't want to see it. They didn't want it in their life. They shut themselves off from it. They're trying to be strong on it, but yet there's still a lingering, I heard an ache, a fear that it's going to pass them by. I mean, that's crazy, right? It's like they're afraid of it, but they're afraid of losing it too. Iris of the Rainbow, she reclaims things after the storm. Others looking in. I'm going to need more clarification on that. This position is a little bit difficult. Oh, I heard they feel threatened because the people around them can see them trying to pick up the pieces. That's all I got. That's all I can say. They feel threatened because people around them can see them trying to pick up the pieces after they push this aside. They're not doing good emotionally. They might be still on the outside. They're functioning. They're doing their day to day. But inside in their heart space, they're trying to pick up the pieces of knowing that they let this go. They had to let this go because it was too much. That's what I got from that. Okay, so back here. Last one here, the window. What can you see clearly? What lies can you see through? And it's got the recent past here. So what fairies about the recent past did they think were lies or that they could see through? Clarify and elaborate the recent past on the window, please. Okay. Lady of the Harvest. Let's see here. Completion, reaping, and release. Another card of reaping what you sow. This one's here said protect your seeds, and this one here said there's a completion of a cycle and you're reaping the seeds that you sowed. But I think they raked over the ground. They wanted to dig up whatever seeds had been planted. I think what they didn't count on was that some were forgotten, and in their heart space there are things still growing there that they couldn't pull up. So they're trying to release it, accept change and release and rest. So they tilled the soil where these seeds had been planted in them. And now they're trying to rest from it. But what they don't understand is they didn't get all of it. You can't ever uproot a soul connection like this. It's going to keep coming back. And I think that's what they're realizing, is that even though they try to salt the earth behind them, it doesn't work that way when the union is from source. Bottom of the deck, we've got the collection of pixies. We've got Singer of Initiation and the undressing of the salad on top of the Rar, the energy. Okay. The Rar and the Laum, wow, they all came out yesterday too. So the collection of pixies is like the friend group. Pride and achievement. Oh, so they were proud of themselves that they were able to gloss this over. Duty and joy, participation. So they're trying to get back into being in their friend group. Let your friends help you. But here we've got the singer of initiation, change and challenge, breakthrough, to transition. Okay. Testing before the level up. And the undressing of the salad is trying to do the impossible. So all of this, they're, trying to rejoin the friend group, trying to put it out of their mind and be social again. Maybe they're trying to get back out and date again. It's a outcome unclear, things in motion, changes of fortune. See, this undressing of the salad card is exactly what think about it. How do you undress a salad? You can't. You can, it'll be gross. If you take off what was put on, it will be gross and unusable, disgusting. You can't eat a salad that you ran through the, water in order to get all the dressing off of. It comes out wilted and icky. So they tried to undo it and now they feel icky. That's what I heard. There's a lot of pain here, which is unfortunate because this was sent to heal, So we're going to bring it down a level again to the 3D, and we're going to go to the Gilded deck here. Eight of Swords, Ten of Cups on the cut. Yeah, it could have been so beautiful, and now they just racked with... I heard there's gossip, and there's doubts, and there's fears, and it's all stuff that they're telling themselves, because that Eight of Swords is all thoughts. Okay. I become so numb. I'm going to post this song in the description because it's actually, you could hear it from their point of view here. Like, hey, messages, right? That's what Mike the Biomancer is talking about. Oh, I haven't actually asked anything yet. Hang on, Spirit. Let me just wake up the cards a little. Emperor dropped. I no longer feel things I know I should. Wow, I'm paralyzed. What, baby? Hi. Don't. You dumped my sponge last time. Okay, so we're going to come here to the fawn. This natural world. What do we say about the fawn? The magic? I have to go back to it. Sorry, I do refer back to the books. Like I said, I'm not as polished as some YouTube readers. Let me see. When things flow almost effortlessly, it's a sign that natural magic is at work. That, I think, is what they were afraid of, because when this came up, for a moment, it felt perfectly natural to them. Like, it flowed. Everything was fine. Everything was good. Everything felt right. But something about that feeling right didn't sit well with them. It just... it just made them feel like it was wrong. Does that make sense? Something felt so right that it felt totally wrong. Okay. Okay. So let's clarify what this was that felt so natural it felt unnatural in their heart space. Please clarify the fawn on emotion, Spirit. Please clarify the fawn 8 and 8, that's 16, that's a 7, that's a divine number. Yeah, 2 of Swords on the Ace of Cups we've got, but I'm not going to take it because there's too many. But 2 of Swords, indecision and just being completely paralyzed. See, there's that darkness again. God damn it. Okay. On the Ace of Cups, which is a love offer from the divine, straight from source. Please clarify the fawn on emotion, please. On their heart space. Clarify the fawn on emotion in their heart space, please. Okay, we've got the... Oh, well, that's too many. 10 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. That's too many. Clarify the fawn. Jeez. Hang on. See, they're not cooperating. They're very sticky here. Actually, I have a remedy for that. I just gotta take a second. I'll be right back. Alright, it's not a popular thing to do, but when my cards get sticky, sometimes I sprinkle a little bit of powder on them. Alright, that's a little better. Please clarify the fawn on emotion. Oh, that's a little smoother. It's too many. Please clarify the fawn on emotion. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. 10 of Swords. Look at that. I mean, they're at the end of the cycle, but it's still... It was painful, and they're trying to come out of it. That's a good sign. It is. I mean, it looks terrible, but if you really look at it, the golden light from Source is actually drawing the swords up out of them. So they will be renewed, and they will let the pain go. I mean, this is, like, Source had to step in and pull that out of them because they weren't going to be able to do it themselves. We've got the 3 birds. I'm not going to sing the song because it's a happy song, but I don't feel like this is happy. Well, maybe, because it is the end of the painful cycle, so the birds is a happy. Rise up this morning, smile at the rising sun. 3 little birds perched on my doorstep, singing sweet songs of a melody pure and true. And they're saying, this is our message to you. Messages again. We've got a doe here. That's the divine feminine, so this could be feminine energy. So yeah. What was the fawn again? Letting things flow. Being part of nature. So, yeah, they were trying... I'm stuttering because they're showing me that Source brought in the union. And it was a natural thing because it was divinely destined that this would come in this way. The flow of the flow of Source dictated that it would come in this way, and they freaked the fuck out. And it was because they freaked out and didn't go with the flow of what they were given that they put themselves in this 10 of Swords. Look at that. Under the deck, 3 of Swords, heartbreak. 6 of Cups, love from the past. I'm not going to go any further. A hiss. So over the 6 of Cups. Excuse me. I'm going to take a drink. Full disclosure, that is alcohol. So we're going to see how this devolves as I keep going. Okay, we're going to go up here to Mike the Myomancer. Messages on top of helpful energies. Spirit, please clarify the messages on the messages. Please clarify Mike the Myomancer on messages. We commit the sins again, and our sons and daughters. It's a Knight of Pentacles wanted to drop. That's stone, Earth energy, the slowest knight in the deck, would have been appropriate for Mike the Myomancer because that is Knight of Pentacles energy. But it didn't drop. Got a drop. Or flip. There we go. Two of Pentacles. Okay, that's juggling. That came up yesterday. Trying to balance. Okay, let me say this about the thing that they missed in trying to balance these 3D things in their life. It's like they willingly distracted themselves. Because look, their ship is coming in. If your ship was coming in and you were waiting on the shore and it's nighttime and the moon is out and you've probably been waiting on this order from Amazon for like 18 weeks or whatever, you'd pay attention to it coming, right? They didn't pay attention. They turned their back to what's supposed to be coming to juggle these things in the 3D. It was almost like I cannot deal with this right now because I have these things on my plate. Okay? Excuse me. The problem is this is brought in from source. And the reason I say that is because it's being led in by a dolphin. And dolphins, they come from the deep ocean, right? They know the ocean backwards and forwards, upside down. And I don't know what it is with the animals tonight, but everybody's agitated. Huey's on top of the fridge right now. So this dolphin, not only are they symbols of intelligence, psychic ability, that makes sense because it's coming in from the deep ocean, which is deep intuition, so deep, like Pisces energy. Intuition so deep it almost leads you back to source. That's why it feels crazy sometimes if you're too psychic. You don't know, where you walk. Do you walk the in-between, or do you walk with spirit? Do you walk with on the land, on the 3D? Sometimes you get confused. The dolphin is also symbol for playful friendship because they're so happy all the time. What was this about being happy? Mindful happiness. Try to be happy about things. What they turned their back on was exactly what they asked for was coming towards them, but it was being led in by a friend. And it was just too intense. And they were juggling, so they decided to juggle these things in the 3D instead. That's the messages they're missing, is that it's what you ordered. You asked for this. That's what they're missing. Like, you asked for this and now it's here. It's just brought in with a friend and you turned your back on it because it was too intense. But this is the true union brought in from source. Can we clarify? Do we want to do the middle? I kind of want to save the middle for last. Let's clarify the Lady of the Harvest on top of the recent past. They reached something. What was it that was completed? Because we got the Ten of Swords here, which is a completion of a painful cycle. Ten of Swords and Ten of Wands is completion of painful cycles. Ten of Cups and Ten of Pentacles is completions of happy cycles. Please clarify this completion in the recent past. Peace. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Or do you feel alive? That's meaningful because remember I said over here they were terrified. But they didn't know why. It's like, what's terrifying about this? Are you terrified or do you feel alive? Did this bring you life? Maybe that's why they were terrified of it. Please clarify, Lady of the Harvest. Alright, Ace of Swords. That came out yesterday too. We're seeing a lot of continuation of the energies that we were dealing with yesterday. Ace of Swords was the truth. This completion from in the recent past, what they saw clearly was that they ended a cycle that was meant to bring the truth. That's the only way I can see that. you see you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. So we're going to clarify Iris of the Rainbow. Something, they realized a truth during this. I heard they realized it was the truth. After they had closed, after they had let it go. They realized this was the truth after they let it go. After they released it. And that's what they're reaping. They have to accept, they're trying to accept that they let it go, but after the fact, they realized that this union was the truth. Clarify Iris of the Rainbow. Storm passing, now there's peace. What are we reclaiming after this disaster? Others see them trying to protect your seeds. So they raked over what had begun. And they're trying to find peace in what their decision was. And other people are seeing them trying to pick up the pieces. Please clarify. The Hanged Man. Okay. So they've retreated. 10, 11, 12. They've retreated. They retreated in themselves to try to get perspective. The Hanged Man is going inward to gain inner perspective, whereas the Hermit is going inward to gain a larger perspective. They needed to gain some perspective on where they were coming from. I hope they can answer the question as to why they sabotaged this whole thing. They willingly went, because the Hangman goes willingly into suspension. I feel like it goes along with this. I can't. This Two of Pentacles, the turning his back on what's coming in order to tend to 3D things. It's like he withdrew from the union in order to gain perspective on what happened. Excuse me. Please clarify union on strength. Unity, the source on strength. Please. And this was still affecting the situation. He's still trying to be strong over this union. Please clarify unity. Eight of Swords. All in his head about it. I mean, like I said before, the Eight of Swords would maybe pop. He's surrounded by doubts and fears and whispers to himself. This is like him telling himself this was false. I can't deal with this. This isn't true. This isn't right. This isn't natural. But he could not fight the emotions that he was feeling. All he could do was try to cover it. All he could do was try to let it go. So I heard he still feels them. He just trying to let them go. But he's still bound in his head about them. Look at it. She's bound in her hands. Her hands are tied. His hands are tied. And he can't see anything but what his thoughts have been telling him. I feel like they didn't feel, I don't want to say worthy, because that's not what I mean. I mean, they were faced with the beauty of this great connection. And if instead of feeling free and going with the flow with it, they felt bound by it. Like there would be too much responsibility to this other person that's perfectly a wonderful match for them. There would be too much responsibility on their part to this person to fulfill what they should be to this person, because this connection was so pure, and it just imprisoned them in their own mind. I heard dreams became nightmares. I don't feel like they felt worthy of this. That's the only thing I can think of, but I hate to say it that way. I'm not ready for this. They weren't ready for it. But are we ever? Are we ever ready for the things that Source wants to drop on us? No. But when it comes from that high up, from that intense of an energy, the source, the very essence of creation, dropped this connection on their lap, and it freaked them the fuck out. They're upside down about it, trying to gain inner perspective. But this is all they're finding when they go inward, is these doubts and fears and lies they tell themselves, excuses, things like that. On top of this, look at how pure and beautiful that is. Blessed, divinely written. And I can see how that would bind them up like that, So, bottom of the deck here, we've got strength again. Trying to be strong. The Chariot and the Ace of Wands. Okay, underneath that, the Fool. That's actually really good energy. I feel like they are going to get control of what they're feeling. Chariot energy is movement, or planning movements, and Ace of Wands is something new. And the Fool is jumping towards a new opportunity. Okay. Some of them might be planning a move, and that's like new inspiration for them. This is new passionate inspiration, action, determination. And this is potential of movement, but no movement yet. This is like the Rar energy from the fairy deck from yesterday. The Rar is the potential of movement, but nothing yet. It's the revving up of the jet engine before it takes off. This is the Chariot. This is like the car is packed. It's running, warming up. The gas tank is full. Grab your snacks and let's go. But there's no movement yet because the Sphinxes are laying down. But as soon as the Empress cracks that whip, they're going to be up and running. It's just he's waiting. And there's strength again. Which one is he? Is he the one gaining control, or is he the one relinquishing his control? So now we've got one more layer to go. We're going to do the Tarot of the Divine. We're actually moving along pretty well here. We're a little over an hour. So, excuse me. What was I going to call this? I don't remember. But I'll put that song in the description. They feel paralyzed. That's what this is, paralyzed. So that's what I feel like this union made them just, shut down. The potential of this connection was just too much, and it made them shut down. And they threw themselves into 3D things, turning their back on this special delivery that was just, dropped at their door. But because it was being let in by a friend, I think that played a part in how they decided to let it go. I don't get third-party energy here yet, unless it comes out with these cards. I just get they're just racked with their self-doubt. I didn't get 5 of Cups yet, but that would have been regret. So they're not in regret yet, if they are at all, if they could be at all. I don't see regret here. I just see confusion, pain, distracting themselves, willingly suspending everything so that they can gain perspective. Okay, so let's do this. Please clarify the Ten of Swords on the Fawn, on emotion. Please clarify. Oh, I wasn't ready yet. The sun popped out, which is illumination. These are thicker, so they're harder for me to shuffle. Please. Oh, that's too many. Page of Cups. I'll take it, only because I recognize the symbol. Page of Cups, yes, it's the short explanation for this is coming forward with like an apology, okay? But it's more than that. It's an acknowledgement. That's all they wanted. That's all we wanted, masculine, is just to acknowledge it. You know? The reason I took this one as opposed to the others is that here's the red string. This is the connection. It's a common symbol for twin flame connection. There's 2 threads that I hear about in spirituality. There's the silver thread that connects the solar plexus. It connects the soul body, the astral body to the physical body right here in the solar plexus. There's a silver cord that connects the soul to the body. But in twins, there's the red thread, and that connects the heart chakras, twin to twin. Can't break it. It's unbreakable because it was written by the divine. It was written by source. You can't cut that. I tried. Oh, believe me, I petitioned the throne itself, and I was kicked backwards away from the throne and told, no, this cannot be cut. The Ten of Swords on top of the Fawn, on top of emotion. I think they just... If we're going to put a positive spin on this, since the Ten of Swords is the ending of a cycle, the swords are coming out of their back. They were in Hangman. They were in their thoughts. But this is ending now. I think the healing can begin after this. But part of that healing is coming forward and acknowledging to the feminine that they know what the connection is. This red thread here. And yes, maybe an apology is due, but at least acknowledge it. You know, that's part of the healing. They have to acknowledge that, yes, I know this connection was special. I just couldn't handle it at the time. Okay? Please clarify the Hanged Man on Iris of the Rainbow. They're trying to salvage something in their heart space. Heart space? No, the heart space was in their threatening their foundation. Oh. That's right. Please clarify the Hangman on Iris of the Rainbow. This might take a minute. It's too many. 7 of Wands. And there are voices that want to be heard. So much to mention, but you can't find the words. The sense of magic, the beauty that's been. Damn. When love is wilder than the wind. Okay, High Priestess dropped. I believe they're trying to listen to their intuition about this. I don't think they're good at it. I think all of this spiritual stuff was really through them. You know, there's that darkness again. Here we go. Does it pass? You gonna pass? Listen to your heart. The problem I have with the High Priestess here is that in the past few readings, when she showed up for the karmic. So there is somebody on his mind. However, this is Scheherazade of 1,000 Tales. This is from 1001 Arabian Nights. Scheherazade was a noblewoman who was promised to a king. Mind you, the king was a piece of shit in this story. Absolutely. I don't blame her for this at all. However, our king that we're talking about, I don't believe he is a piece of shit at all. I just believe she's conniving, and I'll tell you why. In order to put off union with the king, every time he came to her, she would tell a story, and the story would never end. And then dawn would come, and the king would have to leave, and he would say, fine, but the next time I come back, we're going to be together. And he would come back, and she would say, but I didn't finish my story, so let me start this again. And she would tell another story. And it would go on like that. Do you know how long it went on like that, masculine? 1,001 nights. Now, if you figure a king, especially in old-fashioned Middle East, a king had a harem. She was one of many. How many? Let's say 30. Let's say he had a harem of 30. And every night he spent with one of them. That means he was cycling around to her once a month. So 1,001 times, 1,001 months, she put him off. The problem with this that I have is that if this is the karmic, he pushed this beautiful connection aside because she was still on his mind and in his heart, in his foundation. So he pushed this aside, reapproached the karmic, and she said, well, I'm not really done with my story yet, so next time you come around, we can be together. I mean, that could be years. That could be years that they've been doing this. He's going to come back to her and she's going to do it again. I'm not ready yet, but next time you come back, we can be together. Next time we can be together. Next time we can be together. How long? Karmic cycles like this can last decades. You know? So maybe that's another reason why he's been in his head about this, because he knows he pushed aside a really good connection in order to be put off by this high priestess. And it's appropriate that she is the high priestess because she doesn't express her motives. She keeps them to herself. So she's never going to tell him that it's all a ploy to just put him off for the future, to keep him on the hook, just in case. Maybe there's codependency here, like she says, well, I always have this king to fall back on, I mean, that's horrible bullshit. I can't even with that. That's just conniving and terrible, especially when this king has already been through this. His heart chakra probably is in pieces because he's confused. He was taken by surprise. It, put him in the Ten of Swords, put him in the Hanged Man. He found out the truth after the fact. This was probably part of it, that the karmic is never ever going to give him what he wants, what he's been waiting for, what he pushed aside the connection for. That might be one of the truths that he came to while he was in the Hangman. Oh, I hate this. I really, really do. I hate this. Please clarify the Eight of Swords on unity. Yep, there it is. Didn't I call it? Five of Cups. Regret. Just deep regret. I heard that's the feminine too. Of course, she's in regret. That's her reaching up, I think. So this story, I don't know this story with the Page of Cups. I'm not sure of the story. There's a rabbit here. The rabbit brings messages from the subconscious, and it can come out. I'm stuttering. I'm sorry. They're showing me so many images right now that I can't keep anything straight. So I'm sorry if I stutter. The rabbit can go in the night or the day, which means that it can go from the subconscious to the conscious. Conscious? From, intuition to logic. It can move between the two. From the moon, which is intuition and emotion, to the sun. Which, didn't we have the sun? No, we didn't. This was 1001 Arabian Nights. This Five of Cups, the story is La Llorona. It's a Hispanic story, but every culture has a crying woman. She either killed or allowed her children to die. That's the Three Cups in the water here. There's the Two of Cups in the background. That's the union. The Two of Cups, the union from the divine. But she can't see it because she's mourning what was spilled. They're both like this, masculine and feminine, because when a connection this strong is killed, it affects them both. The reason is because of the red thread. The hearts are connected. What happens to one happens to the other. So while he was in hangman mode, this was the feminine walking the earth crying and not being able to move on because this hand coming up from the water, it has her tethered in this emotional pit, That's the lingering energy from the past still affecting the situation, is the regret. Look at this. Look at these two cards. And then underneath it was this beautiful union. I don't understand how you can see something so good and be so racked with pain about it. Just let it be. Let it be what it is. Let it do what it's supposed to. Experience it because it's a damn gift. You see me getting emotional about this? I'm getting angry because I'm tired of reading this storyline. It's been like this for years. Please clarify the Two of Pentacles on Mike the Myomancer. This balancing of the 3D things when they should be seeing the messages. Please clarify Two of Pentacles on messages. Please never die. Please clarify the Two of Pentacles on Mike the Myomancer. Please clarify the Two of Pentacles on Mike the Myomancer. Did you drop one? Two of Pentacles on Mike the Myomancer. Please clarify. Whoa. Oh, okay. I'll take both of them. Yep. Two of Swords is indecision. Did we have this before? Because I swear I've said this. This is on helpful energies too, and it gets worse every layer. Two of Swords is indecision. The Ace of Swords. Okay, that's why. Again, like I said before, he cannot. This came out in the last few readings. He can't tell which connection is the truth. I think he's still hoping on the karmic connection. And that's why he pushed aside the connection from the divine. But he can't tell which one's the truth. Hang on. Okay, Two of Swords after the Ace of Swords is that he was looking for some kind of truth to complete this cycle, right? But instead he was giving two swords and now he has to determine which one's the truth. Well, they're both equal. That's one of the problems with this, is that he feels a connection to both sides. So you can't decide which one's the true connection. I guarantee you it's not the one that's telling you stories. All I want is to taste the tulips alive. On top of that, we've got the Four of Swords. Now, usually the Four of Swords is... Did we have that? No? It's withdrawal for healing after the Three of Swords, right? Okay, that's interesting because in the Rider-Waite and in the Gilded, the Four of Swords is they're laying on a bed, the Three of Swords is hanging on the wall, and underneath of them is the Ace of Swords. That's the truth that they're sleeping on. Okay? I like to say that. They're sleeping on the truth. So there's the Ace of Swords here. Here's two swords there. Didn't we have the three? Oh, it showed up over here somewhere, but then I shuffled. Okay. Now, in this one, this is the story of Fenrir, the wolf, at Ragnarok. Okay? I don't remember every detail about this, but it had to do with them binding the wolf so that it couldn't fight. The thing I find interesting about this iteration of it is that in order to bind the wolf, not only did they tie it up with unbreakable rope, but they shoved a stick in its mouth so that it couldn't close its mouth to bite. In this card, they shoved a sword in his mouth. So he's literally being choked by the truth. That's on top of the Two of Swords here. He's bound by indecision and actually choked by he can't even talk about it. He can't close his mouth to talk. He can't close his mouth. I'm sorry. I'm stuttering. Let me slow down. He's bound. He cannot move. This is all internal. He's absolutely functional in the world from the outside perspective. Absolutely functional. He's doing fine. This is all internal. And it all sounds probably way more dramatic than it actually is playing out. This is all symbolism, okay? But the truth is stuck in his throat. He can't say it. He can't acknowledge it. That's what we want. We just wanted it acknowledged, right? With this Page of Cups. Just acknowledge it. Acknowledge that you felt the way you felt. Even if you have to tell us that it's not time yet, I have to wait, but let's revisit this. Fine. At least acknowledge that you know that it existed, right? He can't even say that because it's stuck in his mouth. And he's wrapped in these ropes, you know? This is to prevent him from moving. See how the legs are bound together? He can't move. He's terrified. Look at that eye. And here's the Three of Swords in the foreground. He's staring at the heartbreak, but he can't say anything because the truth is stuck in his throat. Last card here. Please clarify the Ace of Swords. What was the truth that he realized after the completion of the cycle? Oof. Justice. Ooh. I heard I deserve this. Wow. Justice is Libra energy. What else do we have here? High Priestess. I don't think she has a designation. The Swords is air energy. This could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. More sword energy. Cups are water. Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. More sword energy. Emotion. Then we had Leo over here with strength. Holding back, I'm making to attack. Oh, Hangman is Pisces energy. Been over you with bloody feet, so long around. Two of Pentacles and Mike the Myomancer, that's Earth energy. So, hang on. Oh, excuse me, please. Okay. Prominent energy here is air. So one or both of these people are Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. We've got Libra here proper with Justice. Eight of Swords, Page of Cups, so it could be like air energy with some earth, because we've got these two earth over here, and some water. Okay, what are we doing? Oh, that's it. Justice. Okay. I do want to get some love quotes on this. I kind of feel it. He might have some things to say that he's not acknowledging, so maybe we could get some love quotes on this. So, what did he see clearly in the recent past was this completion of a cycle after the fact he saw the truth. And here, look, the sword, the Ace of Swords again. The truth was, it was justice. It was let me try to explain what I'm seeing. It was justice for what he had been through, what he asked for. He asked for this, and it came to him. It was like a judgment, you know. Libra energy, that could play into it, you know. Excuse my sniffling. When the incense was burning, it gave me a sore throat. Oh, the love quote. Sorry. Bottom of the deck. That's right. Three of Swords. There we go. There's a regression here. Progression. Ace of Swords. Two of Swords. Three of Swords. Four of Swords. At least there's progression. You know? Two of Swords. Four of Swords. Three of Swords on the bottom. Five of Wands. That's conflict. And the Sun. Oh, it did pop out. Okay, it tried to peek earlier. Bottom of the deck here. The heartbreak. The conflict. This might be inner conflict. And the Sun. Something illuminated. Hey! Okay. So let's get love quotes on this and wrap it up. I'm just so discouraged that the energy hasn't changed, you know? So from my other reading, it was like over a week that it had gone by since the one before that, because this energy hasn't changed. Everything's so stagnant because the masculines have just shut down. These connections. We were ready. We weren't ready, actually. When the connection was acknowledged, the feminines wake up. But the masculines, they run. There's always a runner and a chaser in this scenario. Always. It's just nature. The fawn, nature. It's just a natural way of things. There's always a runner and a chaser. The masculines, being the runner, have completely thrown a stopper in the gears. It's like that meme where the person puts the stick in his own bicycle wheels and then cries, "Why did this happen?" You know? So this anymore. What would you do? Oh, break me down. Carry me, I am. Okay, cut 4 and then I'll reshuffle and then I'll cut 4 again. And for the rest of my life, what would you do? Say you wanted more. What are you waiting for? I'm not running from you. I'm really surprised there was very little divine feminine in this reading. This was all from the point of view of the masculine. And I mean, okay, well, do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is from the feminine. I freaking love you, stupid. Oh, this is from a song. The back is from Louis Capaldi. I was getting kind of used to being someone you loved. Yeah. This simply says, I love you. On the back it says, I'm sorry I didn't fight for us. Underneath that it said, my heart is broken. This says, sometimes I think I can hear you telepathically. A giggle, a whisper, my name. Your voice is in my soul. On the back it says, I want to be with you now, forever, and always. Here it says, I have abandonment issues. And on the back it says, I want to fight for you. So this is a perfect example of the seesaw back and forth. You can't decide what's what. I'm sorry I didn't fight for us, but I want to fight for you, you know? And underneath that it says, I love you more than Charlie Sheen loves Coke and hookers. So I'm glad we ended on a giggle a little bit. It's discouraging that it's still this way. But I don't know how long it's going to be this way. I might actually take a break from reading because this isn't changing and it's just the same messages over and over and I'm not getting anywhere. The masculines who need to hear these messages aren't watching tarot. So I don't know why I keep having to channel for this, you know. I pray that the masculines can heal so that they can I want to say so that they can accept that they deserve this connection because it's not just them. We deserve it too. The feminines deserve this too. And we're being pushed to continue on without you, but we're still tethered to you with this red string. You know? So, I hope this resonated with someone. This one hurt. I hope it helped. I hope it was useful. I hope it made sense. If it did resonate and you'd like to support my channel, my Venmo is Arkytior46, and would be really thankful for anything that landed there. Thanks for watching. I'll try to be back in a couple days. Hopefully some new messages will come through. Until then, just remember to use your safe word. Bye.